Startling. You're about to become rich. Listen now, money is coming your way. Have you ever woken up to a morning where everything feels different? Maybe it's the sun shining a little brighter, or perhaps it's that quiet feeling of excitement stirring deep within you, as if the universe is telling you that today is the day things will change. You know that feeling, right? The one where everything seems aligned, like the universe is finally starting to give you a glimpse of the success and abundance you've been seeking. Imagine this: one simple shift, one change in your perspective, could completely alter your financial reality. What if I told you that the secret to wealth isn't something material, something you can touch or buy? What if the real key to prosperity lies in something much more subtle, more profound, and more powerful? What if I told you the answer is hidden within sound itself? Sounds almost too simple, right? But what if this idea is rooted in centuries of wisdom, passed down from ancient civilizations, spiritual practices, and scientific discoveries? It's time to dive into something that has been used for thousands of years by the wise monks of Tibet, the mystics of Egypt, and the sages of the East. These practices aren't about magic or wishing for good luck. No, they are about unlocking your mind's true power and the hidden potential that exists within you. Welcome to Dharma Flow, where we explore the intersection of ancient wisdom, astrology, and the incredible power of the human mind. In this space, we delve deep into how sound, vibration, and the spoken word have shaped the lives of those who have dared to unlock their potential. Today, we will unravel how these vibrations and frequencies have been harnessed to attract abundance, success, and transformation. And trust me, it's not magic, it's the science of the mind, energy, and belief. Now, this ancient secret isn't new. In fact, it's been passed down from the chanting monks of Tibet to the sacred traditions of Egypt. From the sacred rituals of the East to modern-day practices that use sound as a tool for healing and success, the connection between sound and prosperity has been hidden in plain sight. The key lies in the frequencies you expose yourself to, the words you speak, and the vibrations you align with. But, what is the secret, exactly? How can something as simple as sound have such a profound impact on your life? How can a small shift in your perception and frequency lead you to attract everything you've ever desired? How can listening to specific sounds, tuning into the right vibrations, and setting powerful intentions reshape your financial future? That's exactly what we'll uncover today. The power of sound and vibration. Imagine, for a moment, that everything you need to attract wealth and abundance is already inside of you. All the opportunities, all the potential, all the resources are already within your reach. You don't need to chase after them, you simply need to tune into the right frequency. But how? How do you shift your mindset to align with prosperity? The secret is in the frequencies, in the sound waves that resonate with your subconscious and activate the law of attraction. You see, everything in life, from the smallest grain of sand to the tallest mountain, is made up of energy and vibration. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are no different. They all operate at a frequency, and the energy you put out into the world is the energy you attract back. The good news is, you have the power to change that frequency at will. You can shift your vibration and start attracting the opportunities, the success, and the wealth that you deserve. The ancient traditions understood this power long ago, and they used sound, chanting, and vibration to align themselves with the universe's abundance. But this isn't just mystical or abstract. This is science. Sound frequencies can activate certain parts of your brain, helping you open up to new possibilities and attracting what you've been seeking. Studies have shown that specific frequencies can influence your subconscious mind, reprogramming it to align with abundance, prosperity, and success. Section 1. The power of sound, a universal principle. For thousands of years, civilizations like ancient Egypt, Tibet, and even Buddhist monks have understood something crucial about sound. It's not just noise, it's vibration, and it influences the very core of our being. But did you know that your mind is like a magnet, drawing in positive or negative energies based on what you hear, think, and believe? Let's dive deeper into the power of sound and vibration, something that has been recognized for thousands of years across various cultures and philosophies. First off, we've all heard the saying, words have power, right? But what if I told you that sound is more than just what we hear? It's more than just vibrations traveling through the air. In fact, sound is a universal force that resonates through the very fabric of our existence. Take a moment to think about this. In Buddhist philosophy, sound and vibration are not just incidental. They're considered to be one of the most potent forms of connection to the universe itself. The ancient Buddhists had a deep understanding that everything in this world, and beyond, is made of energy, and sound is one of the most powerful ways to align and harness that energy. You've probably heard of chanting, mantras, or sacred music being used in Buddhist traditions. These are not just meaningless repetitions, they are vibrations that serve to synchronize the practitioner's energy with the greater flow of the universe. Through these practices, they invite prosperity, health, and spiritual abundance into their lives. But let's take it a step further and get into the science behind it, which might be even more surprising. Modern quantum physics has begun to uncover what these ancient practices already knew. Sound and vibration have the ability to affect the very molecules and atoms that make up everything in our universe. It's not some kind of mystical magic, it's energy. And energy is everywhere. In fact, everything is energy, including you, me, the air we breathe, and everything around us. Sound waves, frequencies, they're all part of the energy field that we interact with every day. You're constantly interacting with this energy whether you realize it or not. Now, from an astrological standpoint, there's another layer to this. The planets and stars themselves emit their own vibrations. It's not just that we're floating in space, and the stars are silent. No, the planets, the stars, they all vibrate at their own frequencies, and this energy reaches us here on Earth. But it doesn't stop there. Each zodiac sign has its own unique frequency, which can align or conflict with your personal energy. Let's break it down a bit further. For instance, water signs like Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are especially attuned to emotional vibrations. These signs tend to be more sensitive to the ebb and flow of emotional energy. On the flip side, earth signs like Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn are more grounded and stable. They're in tune with the material vibrations of the world. Think stability, hard work, and effort. These are the signs that tend to attract material wealth and abundance because they can resonate with the frequencies that bring stability and prosperity into their lives. So, this is not just a matter of belief, it's a matter of tuning into the right frequencies, whether through sound, words, or even your zodiac energy. Sound, vibration, and astrology aren't separate from each other, they work together in a larger cosmic dance. By understanding and aligning yourself with these energies, you can start to attract more of what you want, whether that's financial success, emotional harmony, or spiritual growth. Now, let's look at how these ancient concepts are applied in the modern world. I want to share a few real-life stories with you to bring this into perspective. Section 2. The Science Behind Manifestation, Unlocking the Subconscious. Experts in neuroscience have made fascinating discoveries about how certain frequencies affect the brain. One key area they've identified is the reticular activating system, or RAS. This part of the brain is essentially a filter. It determines what information gets through to your conscious awareness and what gets ignored. It's like a filter that decides what's important to you and what's not. And here's where it gets really interesting. The RAS plays a huge role in how we perceive opportunities and, by extension, how we attract them into our lives. For example, let's talk about Sam, a guy who was always thinking about what he didn't have. He was constantly focused on his financial struggles, and naturally, that's what he saw more of in his life. Opportunities for growth and success were there, but he couldn't recognize them because his brain was focused on scarcity. His RAS was tuned to only recognize lack, so he couldn't spot the chances to change his situation. But then, something changed. Sam decided to shift his mindset. Instead of focusing on his debt, his lack of money, and his worries about the future, he started focusing on abundance. He began using specific techniques to reprogram his brain, listening to affirmations, meditations, and sound frequencies designed to shift his mindset from scarcity to abundance. The shift didn't happen overnight, but over time, his RAS started to notice new opportunities. His thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions of the world began to change. He started to see things in a different light. He found opportunities he never thought possible, from networking connections to new business ventures. His life began to turn around, and it wasn't by chance. His brain was now tuned to recognize opportunities aligned with his new mindset. This is exactly what manifestation practices are all about, changing the frequency of your mind to match the vibration of what you want. Whether you call it the law of attraction, or you consider it something like Buddhist mindfulness practices, the concept is the same. You can train your brain, your subconscious, to shift toward the things you want. Instead of focusing on scarcity, you focus on abundance, and your brain begins to seek out those abundant opportunities. The tools to do this are simple: sound, frequency, and intention. Sound is a powerful tool because it works directly with your brain's frequencies, helping you shift your thoughts and beliefs. It helps you reprogram your mind. Take Jane, for example. Jane was stuck in a dead-end job, and she hated every minute of it. But she knew something had to change. So, she started listening to specific sound frequencies that were designed to help open up new pathways in her brain for wealth and success. She committed to a daily practice of listening to these frequencies, and over time, she noticed a shift in herself. She began to feel more confident, more aligned with her goals, and more aware of the opportunities around her. A few months later, she found herself offered a job in a much better position, one she never thought she'd even be considered for. Jane didn't change her circumstances overnight, but she changed the way her brain perceived those circumstances. What's happening here is that your reticular activating system, your RAS, is programmed to notice things that you focus on. If you focus on lack, that's what you'll see more of. But if you focus on abundance, your RAS will start noticing abundance all around you. It's not about wishing for things to fall into your lap. It's about shifting the filter in your brain so that you can start recognizing the opportunities that have always been there. Imagine your mind as a radio. If you're constantly tuned to the frequency of scarcity, that's all you'll hear: problems, stress, and financial struggles. But if you tune your mind to the frequency of abundance, you start hearing solutions, opportunities, and ideas that align with wealth and success. This is what sound frequencies help you do. They shift your mental state and help you tune into the frequency that matches your desires. Section 3, Case Study, The Transformation of Michael. Let me tell you about Michael, a small business owner who was once drowning in debt. No matter how hard he worked, he just couldn't seem to catch a break. His bills kept piling up, and his business was on the verge of closing. He felt like he was running on a treadmill, always moving but never getting anywhere. Then, one evening, Michael stumbled upon a recording that promised to change everything. At first, Michael was extremely skeptical. He'd tried everything: networking, working harder, and even cutting back on expenses. Nothing worked. But in his frustration, he decided to give this recording a try, even if he didn't fully believe in it. He sat in a quiet room, put on his headphones, and closed his eyes. As the sound filled his mind, he felt a strange sense of calmness he'd never experienced before. It was as if all the weight he'd been carrying had suddenly lifted. He wasn't entirely sure what was happening, but he felt lighter and more at peace. The next morning, Michael received an unexpected call from a former client who had been out of touch for years. They offered him a major contract that would significantly boost his business. It was like a floodgate opened, and more opportunities followed. Within weeks, things began to change drastically. His business began thriving, and he realized he hadn't done anything differently except shift his mindset. His mind, now aligned with abundance, started to recognize opportunities he had overlooked before. Section 4, The Ritual: How to Change Your Financial Destiny. Now, you might be wondering, how do you actually tap into this power for yourself? Well, the good news is, it's really simple. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. It's all about listening. But, it's not just about hearing the sounds, it's about experiencing them in the right way. If you want to shift your financial reality, you need to make sure you're doing the ritual properly. First things first, find a quiet space. This part is crucial. You need a place where you can truly relax and be free from distractions. It's all about creating an environment where your mind can focus without interruption. Whether it's a corner in your room or a quiet park, just make sure you're in a place where you can settle in and tune out the world for a bit. Next, use headphones. The sound needs to reach your subconscious directly, and headphones make sure you're getting the full effect. Without them, you might not be fully immersed in the experience, and you could miss the subtle vibrations that are meant to reprogram your mind. So, pop in your headphones, sit back, and get ready to reset your energy. Once you're all set up, close your eyes and relax. Take a deep breath in, hold for a second, and exhale slowly. Let your body release all the tension it's been holding onto. This is important. The more relaxed you are, the more open your mind will be to receiving the vibrations. It's about making space for new energy to flow through you. Then, allow the sounds to flow naturally. Don't try to force it or focus too much on each individual sound. Just let the music, words, or frequency wash over you. Trust the process and trust that the right messages are reaching you. It's not about controlling it, just let it happen. Finally, listen once. That's right, just one session. You don't need to repeat it over and over. Trust that this one experience is enough to start shifting things in your life. Keep your mind open, and let the transformation begin. Let me give you another example of how this works in real life. Meet Jason. Jason was a young professional working in a corporate job that he didn't love. He was working long hours, barely scraping by, and never felt like he was getting ahead. His salary was decent, but it wasn't enough to give him the life he wanted. He felt stuck, frustrated, and constantly overwhelmed by his financial situation. One evening, a close friend told him about a powerful sound ritual that could help shift his financial energy. Jason was a little skeptical, but desperate for change, he decided to give it a try. He found a quiet corner in his apartment, put on his headphones, and closed his eyes. As he listened to the sounds, something strange began to happen. For the first time in a long while, Jason felt a deep sense of peace. The constant stress that he'd carried around for months seemed to dissolve in those few minutes. His mind quieted, and he felt a clarity he hadn't experienced in years. He didn't know what to expect, but he trusted the process. The next morning, Jason received an unexpected email from his boss. It turned out that a senior position had opened up within the company, and he was being considered for the promotion. A few days later, Jason found out that he was offered the role, with a significant pay raise and more responsibility. But that wasn't the end of it. A few weeks after that, he started getting inquiries for freelance work from clients he hadn't even considered reaching out to before. Jason's side business started growing, and the extra income allowed him to pay off some debts that had been hanging over him for years. Jason didn't change anything in his daily routine, except for one thing: he opened his mind and energy to the possibility of abundance. By listening to the right sound frequencies, his subconscious mind began to shift. He was able to see opportunities that had been right in front of him all along. His reticular activating system, which had once been focused on his financial struggles, was now tuned to notice potential for growth and success. This wasn't magic. It was the power of reprogramming his mind. Just one session of listening to the right vibrations helped Jason break through the barriers he had been unknowingly placing in his own path. The subtle shift in his energy brought about a ripple effect that transformed his financial reality. Section 5, The Hidden Secret: Intention is Key. Here's the secret: it's not just about listening to the sounds. It's about your intention. Yes, intention plays a huge role in whether this works or not. You can listen to these frequencies all day long, but if your heart isn't aligned with what you're trying to manifest, the shift won't happen as effectively. Your intention is like the fuel that powers the process. Think of it this way: your mind is like a magnet. Whatever you focus on, you attract. And when you listen to these frequencies with the intention of attracting wealth, success, or abundance, it's like you're turning up the volume on your desires. Your belief in the process amplifies the effect it has on your reality. Let me illustrate with the story of Lily, a small business owner who was struggling to make ends meet. Lily owned a small bakery in her town, but despite her passion and hard work, her business just wasn't taking off. She tried everything: special promotions, expanding her menu, and even staying open longer hours. But still, her shop was nearly empty most days, and she couldn't seem to get ahead. She was living paycheck to paycheck, and debt was piling up. One night, a friend told her about a sound ritual that could help her open up to abundance. Lily was skeptical, but desperate, so she decided to give it a try. She found a quiet room in her home, put on her headphones, and started listening to the sound frequencies. At first, she didn't expect much. She thought it was just another thing that wouldn't work for her. But then, something unexpected happened. As she continued to listen, she felt a strange shift inside her. It wasn't instant, but she felt more relaxed. She felt more at ease, and for the first time in a long while, she realized she had been working out of fear and scarcity. The truth was, she didn't really believe she deserved to succeed. She had been so focused on her struggles, she hadn't allowed herself to truly embrace the idea of success. Lily had always loved baking, but somewhere along the way, her belief in her own potential had dimmed. The sound frequencies started to bring her back to a place of peace. She began to focus on her intention, to grow her business, to attract more customers, and to allow her creativity to flow. She didn't just want to survive anymore, she wanted to thrive. As she listened, she consciously set the intention that her business would succeed, that it would attract the right customers, and that abundance would come into her life. Within a week, Lily noticed a shift. It wasn't just that her bakery started to attract more customers, it was that she had a renewed sense of confidence and purpose. She began to believe that her business could be successful, and that belief acted as a magnet, drawing opportunities and positive energy toward her. She decided to make a small change. Instead of just promoting her usual items, she started creating special seasonal pastries and promoting them on social media. Her posts were more vibrant, more authentic, and she shared the stories behind each recipe with her followers. The response was overwhelming. She started getting more orders, her social media following grew, and word of mouth spread in her community. Within a month, Lily's bakery was booming. She not only paid off her debts but was finally able to hire help and expand her shop. This is the power of intention. Lily didn't just listen to the sounds, she paired it with the belief that she deserved success and that her business could prosper. Once her belief and intention aligned, the universe responded. The sound frequencies helped reprogram her subconscious mind, but her intention drove the whole process. It was her belief in herself and her business that turned her reality around. This is how manifestation works. It's not just about passively listening to frequencies, it's about actively engaging with the process through your intention and belief. Section 6, The Power of Belief, Manifesting Financial Freedom. When we talk about manifesting anything, especially financial freedom, the power of belief is the most important factor. Think about it, your beliefs shape the way you experience the world. They influence the way you react to opportunities, how you approach challenges, and, most importantly, how you see yourself. If you truly believe that you can change your reality, you open the door to transformation. It's like unlocking a hidden room in your mind, where all the possibilities lie waiting for you to discover them. But if you don't believe in your own ability to manifest success, it's like keeping that door locked, never allowing yourself to step into a new, better reality. This is why belief is the foundation of manifestation. It's not about luck or chance. You could be in the right place at the right time, but if your mindset isn't aligned with success, you may not even recognize the opportunities when they present themselves. On the flip side, when you believe that abundance is possible and that you deserve it, the universe will start to send those opportunities your way. The key here is alignment, aligning your thoughts, energy, and frequency with the vibration of abundance. It's about tuning yourself to the same frequency as the things you want to attract. Here's where a lot of people go wrong. They focus on the lack. They focus on what they don't have, the bills piling up, the debts they need to pay, the job they hate, the goals they haven't reached yet. When you focus on lack, your subconscious will block the opportunities that could help you change your circumstances. It's like driving a car but constantly looking in the rearview mirror. You can't move forward if all your attention is on the past or what's missing from your life. This is exactly what happened to Emily, a teacher who was living paycheck to paycheck. She had a steady job, but she was constantly stressed about money. She thought about her bills all the time, and she never seemed to have enough to cover her expenses. One day, Emily decided to take a step back and really evaluate her mindset. She realized that she was so focused on her financial struggles that she couldn't see any other possibilities. She was so locked into the cycle of scarcity that she didn't allow herself to consider that there might be other ways to improve her situation. Emily decided to make a shift. She started listening to sound frequencies that promoted abundance, but more importantly, she began to believe that things could be different. She focused on what she did have: a stable job, a supportive family, and skills that she could offer the world. Instead of thinking about what she lacked, Emily began to visualize the life she wanted. She imagined a future where she was financially secure, where she had enough to travel, save, and enjoy life. And as soon as she made that mental shift, everything started to change. Emily's first step toward manifestation was simply believing it was possible. She didn't know exactly how it would happen, but she trusted that the universe would open doors for her once she aligned herself with the energy of abundance. A month later, Emily was offered a freelance opportunity to teach an online course. The pay was much better than her regular job, and it allowed her to work from home and pursue her passion for teaching in a new way. Not only that, but she started to receive unexpected bonuses at work, and her side business began growing. The opportunities started to flood in, and Emily realized that the moment she stopped focusing on lack and started believing in abundance, her life shifted. This story isn't an isolated case. It's a reflection of what happens when you choose to believe in the possibility of financial freedom, or any kind of success for that matter. Your beliefs are like magnets. When you focus on abundance, you attract opportunities that match that frequency. The more you believe in your ability to manifest the life you want, the more you begin to see the steps, people, and circumstances that align with your vision. The universe responds to your energy, and when you are vibrating at the frequency of abundance, it can't help but send those opportunities your way. So, if you're looking to manifest financial freedom, it starts with shifting your mindset. You have to ask yourself, what do I believe is possible for me? If you don't believe that you deserve abundance, then you will block yourself from receiving it. But when you start to believe that financial freedom is not just possible but inevitable, your subconscious will begin to seek out those opportunities for you. You'll begin to recognize them, act on them, and ultimately, manifest the reality you've been dreaming of. The power of belief is everything. It's the foundation of all manifestation. Whether you're seeking a new job, financial freedom, a healthier lifestyle, or peace of mind, it all starts with belief. When you believe in your ability to create the life you desire, you open yourself up to endless possibilities. Focus on what you want, believe that it's not only possible but already on its way, and allow it to come to you. The universe is always responding to your vibration, so make sure your vibration is one that aligns with your goals. When you believe, truly believe, that you deserve success, abundance, and happiness, you will start to notice the doors opening and the opportunities presenting themselves. All you need to do is trust the process and let the universe take care of the rest. So, here's the bottom line: everything you need to attract wealth and abundance is already within you. The universe is always sending you opportunities, but you have to be aligned with them. By listening to the right frequencies and setting your intentions to align with prosperity, you can change your financial destiny. Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Ready to unlock the abundance that's already available to you? The path to transformation starts now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, start today. Try the ritual, align your intention with the life you deserve, and let the universe work with you. Wealth, success, and abundance are waiting for you, and all you have to do is open yourself to it. If you're ready to take that first step, subscribe to Dharma Flow now. In this space, we'll continue to explore the ancient secrets of the mind, the science of vibration, and the power of belief. This is the beginning of your transformation, and it starts with the right mindset. Subscribe to Dharma Flow for more insights on how you can align your mind and energy with the abundance you deserve. Your journey toward financial freedom starts now.